Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Behind the Closed Doors. And today we have the workshop Smoke and Gels. And it's okay weather, so it's gonna be fun. Okay, so today the workshop Smoke and Gels with our new model Rebecca. So I've worked with her a few times before and she's absolutely awesome. So I'm very curious to see what she does here, because with this workshop it's all about creating an extra layer of mood, of looks, of feel in a photo. And I think that's one of the most important things. A photo has to be captivated by, of course, expression and styling. But there's so much more. There's a backdrop, there can be smoke, there can be lens flares, whatnot more. And today we're going to combine colors, gels, with smoke. It's going to be very interesting, I think, and very, very different every time you take the shot. So you better take time to really nail that shot. Because in all honesty, that's the big problem with smoke. It's always different. It's literally fluent. And, well, it can be really interesting, but it can also take some people really off the whole idea of using smoke. Because it is every time different. It's never the same. And also with lighting, you have to be careful. But let me explain inside. Now, you may not see it directly, but we had a lot of problems here. Let me turn on the lights. And let me show you guys. So this is our makeup room, and you've probably seen this before in the vlog. And up there we had this buzzing sound, and we always had the idea that it were the lights, you know, because sometimes they can buzz. And Anneweek actually found out, and it was almost like a horror story, that there was this huge wasp nest. So last week they actually removed the wasp nest. They had to come back twice. Let me show you some pictures of the nest. It's really impressive. And now everything should be okay. Everything is clean now and no more buzzing. That's awesome. Okay, so smoke. Why does it change constantly with lighting? Well, when you look at lighting, there are a few things that are very important, like how much is the reflection of the area that you light, right? Because that's also why we use light meters and why we sometimes use spot metering. But when you know that a subject reflects light differently, light is actually influenced by everything that it hits. And that's actually where the big problem comes in with using smoke. Because smoke is not just smoke, like you see it in the picture. It's actually made up of little particles. And those little particles, of course, reflect light back. Now, a very quick example. When you drive your car in a fog bank, what do you do? Or what don't you do? You don't turn on your main lights, right? You don't want that big light because it will blind you, because the mist will actually, well, reflect it back on you, right? Now, when we're using smoke in a photo shoot, it's, well, very simple to realize this. When you light the smoke from the front, it will reflect back all that light. So it will be like pure white sometimes because there's so much light coming back. So when you're using smoke in a photo shoot, it's often very nice to build a sort of sandwich. So you have the backdrop, you have the smoke, and you have your model. And now you light the smoke from the back, and that actually means that the smoke will light up very nicely. You have those nice structures, which of course you can enhance in Photoshop or Lightroom with your clarity and structure slider or whatever you want to use. But that sandwich technique works like a charm. However, you sometimes get those images where you see a model and then you see the smoke bank and then you see the backdrop or not. And it just doesn't click together. Somehow it just doesn't feel right. It feels like it's glued on. So what we actually do is we first build up the smoke behind the model and then we give a little bit of a puff in front of the model. Most of the times we will be using two smoke machines. And the reason for this is actually very, very simple. You have different kinds of smoke machines. You have smoke machines that work on water-based, that's what we use, and that works on oil-based. Now those oil-based machines are sold very, very easily because, well, they start up immediately, you have a lot of smoke and they just keep going. The water-based machines are a little bit a tougher sale for the very simple reason. You have to start them up, it can take a few minutes, and then when you start blowing smoke, it will actually take a few minutes and then they cool down and you have to warm them up again. So not very practical, right? Well, there's one small thing that most people don't know or don't tell you. Everything that you, well, pump into the room also goes through your strobes because they circulate the air. When you use an oil-based system, that residue can actually stick to your, well, it can't, it will actually stick to your strobes. And in the end, it will literally destroy your strobes. When you use a water-based system, you might think, hey Frank, there's a lot of water going through my strobes. Yeah, but realize that when you are breathing in air or exhaling air, you're also putting out a lot of those particles into the air, water particles. And they also go through your strobes because there's always water in the air. Think about the humidity, right? So maybe the strobes will get a little bit more of that air through there, but they're built for that kind of air. So maybe it will hurt the life just a little bit, but I've been shooting with smoke for years and I actually never found out that my strobes got a hit from it. So use a water-based system. This is also why we use two, because if one falls down or has to start up again, you can always use the other one. So create something really nice, fast, without waiting for your smoke machines. And of course with two, you can also pump more smoke. Okay, enough talk about smoke machines. Let's just do the workshop and, well, afterwards I will show you the results per set, of course. Okay guys, I'm done with the workshop, and normally in the workshop you actually see these short videos in which I explain every setup during the workshop. Today you didn't see it. And I can explain that very simple. When you work with smoke, you are working with a reflective material, the smoke, right? And that will incorporate into your lighting setup. Now throw in gels, backlighting, lens flares, and you get a mix that is absolutely awesome, as you can see in the final results, but it's also very difficult to predict. And when you move the light like this, it will make a huge difference. So that's why during this workshop it's very technical, but most of all it's not something like, okay, this is the setup, try to do it approximately this way and you will get the same results. This is the kind of workshop where you literally have to play with your light with inches, just a very, very slight, and it will be a huge difference. So that's why in this video we choose to just show you the behind the scenes video, and then just at the end tell you a little bit more information like now. Oh, and I have something else that's really cool. Now, last year I actually wrote a new book called Photography in Every Situation in Dutch. And today, ladies and gentlemen, a new cover, the second print. So this is the second edition of the book. The first one sold out. So this is the new, it's a really thick book. So it's about photography in every situation. If you're Dutch, make sure you check out the book. You can buy it at any bookstore or camera store. And it's called Fotograferen in elke situatie. That was Dutch. For now, I would like to say thank you so very much for watching. Like, subscribe, but most of all, tell other people about our channel so we can grow. And we'll see you again next time in the next Behind the Closed Doors or Digital Classroom. Or maybe next week you are at Photoshop World Virtual. I will have 2 classes. One, a photo shoot live in our studio. We're not going to pre-record anything. It's going to be live. And the day after, the iPad Pro Professional Workflow. It's the first time I'm ever going to do that one. A little bit nervous, but hey, it's gonna work out. Okay guys, see you again next time. Bye bye.